Use code AFTV20 for 20% off your order with Fireaway Pizza. Just click the link in the description below or go to fireaway.co.uk now.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Julian with me. We've just lost 1-0 to Porto here at the Estadio de Dragão. Julian, what a frustrating way to lose a game. Last kick of the ball and they go on and score.
Yeah, it was very frustrating, but the whole game was frustrating. I thought that final goal summed up the whole 90 minutes or 94 minutes as we saw. You had a team, and when you looked at the way that Porto play, they normally have a high press, they go for it, they're playing in a lower standard of football. And I suppose it was, or should have been quite obvious, that they weren't going to play the same way against Arsenal. And they didn't. Their manager's well experienced, and he played tactically exceptionally well.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it is, I think the referee fell into the trap of just being conned every single time that Arsenal went near the ball. The Porto players just throw themselves to the floor. I mean, there was one incident on a corner when the Porto goalkeeper, with no one around him, just threw himself on the floor. Now, I'm not a referee, but my understanding of the game is that's ungentlemanly conduct. Therefore, you have a free kick, an indirect free kick, can't quite be on the line because the offence is on the line, so it gets 10 yards back. Should have had a free kick.
Well, the ref. I think you're right to bring up the referee, but you heard Lee there just towards the end. The league is completely different to the Champions League. You mentioned Burnley. We've seen the form of Arsenal so far in the league. Nothing like Burnley today. Porto seemed like they had our numbers. They got their tactics spot on.
Well, it was exactly like Burnley.
Why?
Burnley under Sean Dyche. It was a performance by Porto of they weren't trying to come out at all. They didn't try and attack us.
But the Burnley you were referring to was the Burnley we beat by 5 goals.
I didn't exactly say that. I said it reminded me of Burnley. So I retract that part. It was like Burnley from Sean Dyche.
Okay, well,
and it was a very, very frustrating performance. And we didn't have, let's come away from Porto and start, giving Arsenal some criticism, because they didn't have any answer to the way Porto played. Porto had a few injuries. That their main striker was out. They've got 41-year-old Pepe centre half with the skills and the ability and the performances that we've had in the past. We shouldn't be performing that badly.
Yeah, but we have players out as well. Them having players out doesn't mean anything. They just done us today.
Yeah, they did, and let's talk about the players we've got out, because I think we've run out of steam a little bit. We've had, I've had a few games, had some great performances. We've got a game Saturday. We had a game Saturday before, and the squad is deep. But with a level of injuries, we're starting to miss players. I mean, we've got Kivior, he's played well up to now, but I think we really missed Zinchenko in a game like that because we needed that extra part of creativity. The other thing was there was absolute mistakes for the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Declan Rice, who's been exceptional. He tries a Cruyff turn, he gets mixed up and it's a crap turn. You've then got a second chance to get rid of it. Martinelli just plays it back to them. Then Rice pulls back. He doesn't confront the player. He's the player who's very skilled, has all the time in the world, and he puts the ball right in the corner.
Could the keeper have done better?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's close. I mean, people have said, and I've read about it, that he was slightly out of position. But when I looked at his position, and again, having played in goal myself, if you're further back towards the goal, it actually gives them more of the goal to shoot from.
Yeah.
So he has to come out. He was a little bit far out, but I think his angles were correct. I just think he's not long enough.
So David Reyes watched this and took the tips there from Julian Becker. Thank you very much.